Captain Rex moved through the dense undergrowth of Kalos Prime, with his alien crew trailing behind him. The humid air clung to his skin as he pushed aside twisted vines that glowed with an eerie purple luminescence. His team consisted of Dr. Vale, a medical officer from the crystalline world of Quartz 7, Commander Blue from the aquatic planet Nereid, and tech specialist Nova, whose chitinous exoskeleton clicked softly with each step. The mission parameters were simple: collect botanical samples from the untamed wilderness and return to the research station before nightfall. What the galactic database had failed to mention was that Kalos Prime housed some of the deadliest predators in known space. Human Rex. Dr. Vale's voice carried a crystalline resonance that made the air shimmer. The atmospheric readings indicate high concentrations of neurotoxins in this sector. Rex wiped sweat from his brow and grinned. Nothing we can't handle. Doc, just another day at the office. The team continued deeper into the alien forest, where trees stretched impossibly high, their bark covered in scales that seemed to breathe. Strange creatures scurried through the canopy above, their calls echoing like distant thunder. Commander Blue's gills fluttered nervously as she scanned the area with her biosensors. Energy signatures are off the charts, she reported, her webbed fingers dancing over her equipment. Something large is moving through the subsurface root network. Nova's compound eyes rotated independently as she processed multiple data streams. Seismic readings suggest a creature approximately 15 meters in length. Mass estimates indicate a predator-class organism. Rex knelt beside a cluster of spiral-shaped flowers that pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. As he reached for his collection kit, the ground beneath his feet began to tremble. The flower cluster suddenly revealed itself to be something else. Entirely rows of razor-sharp teeth attached to a serpentine head that emerged from what he had mistaken for vegetation. The creature moved with lightning speed, its mottled green and black hide blending perfectly with the forest floor. 6 burning red eyes focused on Rex as the beast's mouth opened wide, revealing fangs the size of daggers. Venom dripped from the hollow tips, sizzling as it hit the ground and burned through several inches of soil. Apex predator identified. Nova's voice cracked with panic. Kalos death serpent. Venom toxicity rated at maximum lethality for all known species. Dr. Vale's crystalline form began to pulse with alarm colors. Rex, move away from that creature immediately. 1 bite contains enough neurotoxin to kill a herd of Gorlan elephants. The serpent struck faster than thought itself. Its massive head shot forward like a missile, fangs aimed directly at Rex's torso. The human had no time to dodge, no chance to escape. The creature's jaws clamped down on his shoulder with a wet crunch that echoed through the forest. Commander. Blue screamed in her native language while Nova's exoskeleton began clicking rapidly in distress. Dr. Vale's entire body flashed, white with shock as they watched their human teammate disappear into the serpent's mouth up to his chest. Rex felt the fangs pierce his jacket and sink deep into his shoulder muscle. Gallons of venom pumped directly into his bloodstream as the creature's powerful jaw muscles contracted. The serpent's internal heat signature was so intense that steam rose from where its saliva mixed with his blood after what felt like an eternity. The beast released its grip and pulled back, apparently satisfied that its prey would be dead within seconds. The serpent's eyes gleamed with predatory satisfaction as it settled back to wait for the toxins to take effect. Rex stood up slowly, brushing dirt and serpent saliva from his jacket. He rotated his shoulder experimentally and felt the puncture. Wounds already beginning to close. His alien teammates stared in absolute silence as he examined the damage to his clothing. Well, that was interesting, Rex said with a casual shrug. Felt like a mild tickle, really. The death serpent's 6 eyes widened in what could only be described as confusion. Its forked tongue flicked out repeatedly, tasting the air around Rex for signs of impending death. When no such signs manifested, The creature's massive head tilted to one side like a puzzled dog. Dr. Vale's crystalline matrix nearly shattered from shock. Impossible. The venom should have liquefied your nervous system by now. Commander Blue's gills had stopped fluttering. Entirely. She seemed to have forgotten how to breathe. Human Rex, you should be experiencing complete organ failure. Nova's clicking reached a fever pitch as she ran diagnostic after diagnostic on her equipment. Sensors confirm massive envenomation. Toxin levels in the atmosphere around you are lethal to virtually all carbon-based life forms. Rex reached into his sample kit and pulled out a small collection vial. He approached the still confused serpent, which had begun to back away from him with what appeared to be genuine fear. "Hey there, big guy. Mind if I get a sample of that venom? It might be useful for medical research." The serpent made a sound. That was part hiss and part whimper. It slithered backward with increasing desperation, its predatory confidence completely shattered. Within moments, 15 meters of apex predator had disappeared into the undergrowth like a frightened garden. Snake. Did that thing just run away from me? Rex asked, genuinely puzzled by the creature's behavior. His teammates remained frozen in place, trying to process what they had witnessed. Dr. Vale was the first to recover her composure, though her crystalline form continued to pulse with residual shock patterns. "Human Rex, your species defies every known law of biology," she said, her voice filled with awe and terror in equal measure. "That creature's venom is used by 17 different civilizations as the most potent chemical weapon in their arsenals." Rex looked down at the tiny puncture marks on his shoulder, which had already stopped bleeding. "Huh. Good thing I got my tetanus shot before we left Earth." Commander Blue finally remembered how to operate her gills. "Your medical records are going to require significant revision." Nova had stopped clicking entirely and was now staring at Rex with all of her compound. Eyes focused on him simultaneously. "I am going to recommend that human toxicity resistance be reclassified from moderate to functionally immune to everything." The team made their way back to the research station with their samples, though Rex noticed that his alien companions maintained a respectful distance from him for the remainder of the journey. Word of the incident spread quickly through the galactic research community, and within a week, several xenobiology departments had submitted requests to study human physiology. Rex never did understand what all the fuss was about. As far as he was concerned, it had just been another day in the field with a minor inconvenience that barely registered on his pain scale. The fact that his casual dismissal of certain death had terrified one of the galaxy's most dangerous predators was simply an interesting footnote in his mission report. The galaxy, however, took careful note of humanity's latest demonstration of their inexplicable durability, and several species quietly updated their threat assessment protocols accordingly.